What's up, band kiddos? It's RK Slade coming at you with another Marching Band is Awesome presents Let's Play Vanilla Minecraft. I just turned on my radio voice. Hey, check me out at marchingbandisawesome.com, and for real, all the engagement and interaction happens over on Instagram at marching_band_is_awesome, and over on Facebook, just search Marching Band is Awesome. I don't talk about it a lot, but I also have a private group, closed group actually, Marching Band is Awesome VIP, and so if you want to get in that group, I think we've got about 5,000 members over there, and a little bit more interaction and engagement than on the regular Facebook page, but folks are welcome to post funny marching band memes, marching band stories, music related stuff, and just all kinds of goodies. Okay, so we got monsters and a Enderman showing up. I thought I heard the noise, so I'm looking around trying to figure this out. I think today I'm gonna go exploring some more, and what I really need to do is actually find some coal, and I need some torches because I want to build a what am I even talking about? I want to light my path, so I like to leave little breadcrumbs, so to speak, figuratively speaking. And the best way that I've found to do that is with a torch, just in case I get lost out in the wilderness away from my homestead. And that Enderman's making me nervous, but that way I can find my way back, especially if it's nighttime. I can follow the torches back. But to make some torches, I actually need some more wood, and so I'm going to get that in a little while. Right now I'm just kind of looking around, making sure that Enderman's not going to land on my head. And still can't believe how many flowers are right here. That's one good thing, though. If I ever get lost, I can kind of look for flowers and know I'm maybe in the right direction. But for now, I'm going to head over to some stone that I saw a little bit earlier and see if I can find some coal right here near the surface. If not, then we will pack it up and go exploring a little bit. So today's episode, I don't really have a specific section that I want to feature. Just want to talk a little bit about marching band in general, some of my favorite parts about marching band. I have to mention, because I'm actually so excited about it, you hear me talking about it all the time, but my young adult fiction novel called Because is available for pre-order, and if you're listening to this after June 19th, it's actually available for order over at Amazon. You can get there by going to bit.ly/becausebook, or you can go on Amazon and search for Because by RK Slade. It's going to be available in Kindle format and also paperback. And just a note about the Kindle format, a lot of folks don't realize that you can actually get the Kindle app on your iOS devices, on your Android devices, and on just about any tablet or smartphone. And so they actually have an app, so you don't have to literally have a Kindle device to read a Kindle ebook. And so that way, if you just want to, you have an iPhone or an Android and you want to read a Kindle book from Amazon, you can just download the app. They actually even have a Mac app that you can read on your desktop, and I'm not a Windows guy, so maybe there's a Windows app too that you can use on your desktop as well, but generally speaking, I don't know many people that sit around with a laptop or a computer and read books. Usually they want a paperback or something on their smartphone or tablet, so check that out. I appreciate it. I am looking around for some coal. Where are you, coal? Yeah, so back into the marching band talk. The novel that I wrote is actually based on some of my own personal experiences. Obviously not the whole story. It's a fiction novel. And I hear spiders, but I think they're underground. Unless that's a spider pig. No, just regular pig. But a lot of the book comes from my band camp experience. The book opens up with a band camp scene, and it really wanted to capture what it feels like to be in band camp. And I know a lot of folks right now have just finished up school in the last few weeks and are getting geared up to start summer band camps. So give me a shout out in the comments if that's you. I'm just climbing, climbing, climbing. Go away, pig. Um, One of the things that I remember most about my band camp was that in South Georgia, I marched for Georgia Southern University. Um, we actually got really hot. And I know that's obviously a staple of band camp. You can't have band camp without it being hot. And of course, along with the heat comes the need for water. And so it's kind of a well known universal truth that the holy grail of band camp is water. And so, we're always looking forward to, there's some coal down there. We're always looking forward to finding that those few minutes, those few seconds that we can take a sip of water. Sometimes it's a big organized water break. Sometimes it's just grabbing a little canteen, or some folks even wear a hydration pack on your back. But stuff like that shows up in my story. Really just a big nod to what it was like for me. A lot of the stuff that you'll read in my fiction novel is actually loosely and sometimes directly based on real people. And so it's a fun kind of opening to the book. I won't give everything away. I won't really give anything away, but the main character, she is a trumpet player, and she is really experiencing the goodness and the struggle is real, so to speak, of band camp. And so tell me in the comments, what are your favorite memories? And they don't have to be positive. Like, I actually have favorite memories of band camp that were actually hard. Like, so obviously the one that I already mentioned is the most obvious, and that's the heat. It's just really tough. And so the first few weeks, depending on how long your band camp is, the first few weeks of your band season are usually spent outside all day with periodic indoor rehearsals that were kind of also like a breath of fresh, cool air. But down here in southeast Georgia, I actually live on an island called St. Simon's Island, but when I was in college, it was in a town called Statesboro, Georgia. And if you know anything about southeast Georgia, you know that it's hot. It's low, it's not hilly, there's no mountains. And the humidity is super high, so that means not only is it hot, but it's also what we call down here muggy. And so it's humid, it's the air is heavy feeling, it's damp, there's a lot of moisture in the air. And so if you're not already drenched from sweat from the heat, you just feel the oppressive mugginess, the humidity just pressing down on you. And so, but I love it here. Actually being close to the, all right, got me some coal. Got a good stock going here. That should be enough. But down here on the island, actually, it is, it's just as hot and humid, but we have a nice ocean breeze. And so I really enjoy living here with my family. And I don't think I would trade it for anything else. I do want to travel some, and my family, my wife and my boys, we have some adventures lined up on the horizon. We're actually going to be not experimenting, but experiencing trekking to the West Coast for half a year or so. And that'll start in August of 2016, just a few months. Just a little over a month away. Month and a half or so maybe. And so I don't know how this is going to work out, but I am really excited about the possibility of finding every weekend, finding some California, maybe even Southern Oregon. We're actually going to probably land around the NorCal area. I know it's big, but maybe get to travel around a little bit and do some on location Instagram and live feeds, and maybe even some selfies with some of you guys. So California, yeah, it's going to be awesome. If you're a California band kid, let me know in the comments. So I'm trying to make my way back. This is kind of interesting because I went out here just over a few mountains to find some coal. Okay, here's some flowers. I feel like I'm going in the right direction, but I feel like I'm not. Okay, so, gosh, So yeah, this is like real life here. So you intend to leave a trail so that you can get back, but you don't leave a trail because you don't have the materials to leave the trail. So you go out to get the materials and okay, so I'm kind of lost. I don't remember this water from anywhere. This may be not so good. Yeah, I'm totally turned around here. You're probably watching the screen going, go that way, go the other way, go this way. But gosh, I am just turned around here. So you ever get lost playing Minecraft? I can tell, obviously, that it's getting darker too, and I can tell by my timer that this episode should be over, but I think I'm going to make this a bonus episode and just play until I get home. So that, okay. I am, if you're wondering what I'm doing now, I am not just randomly and arbitrarily killing sheep. I am getting some wool so that I can make a bed, just in case I need to hole up somewhere till daytime. But yeah, so usually I go about 12 minutes max on these episodes. I'm closing in on that. It's about 11 and a half minutes now. But I am just going to try to dodge these monsters. I see the moon. It is dark up in this mug. But let me get rid of this fella here. Looks like a villager zombie. Which I'm not 100% sure, but I think if there's villager zombies around, that means there's most likely a village in the vicinity somewhere, right? Can somebody confirm that for me? I've been playing for a while, but I don't know that I've ever actually confirmed that. Okay, so I am getting mobbed here. I'm going to try to escape here. Sheep. Enderman. Go away, go away. Not what I wanted to do. That's what I was trying to do. What? So another one of my favorite things about Minecraft as I scramble for my life, run away, is try not to fall in holes. You know that that's actually try to do that in marching band and band camp too. Don't step in holes. Hopefully your field doesn't have holes. I never marched on a turf field. Well, I take that back. I actually did. I believe it was my freshman year. My college band, freshman year of college, we got to go play halftime at an Atlanta Falcons Dallas Cowboys game, and so that was at the Georgia Dome, and of course the field is turf there. But during my 4 years of high school marching and my 4 years of college, I can't remember ever marching on turf. Maybe we did an exhibition, you know, once or twice on turf, but I really just have memories of marching on grass, and I just love, that's one of my favorite memories about that season, coming into the summer and just stepping out onto the practice field, whether it's early in the morning, the grass is still a little wet with dew, or whether it's a little bit, you know, closer to the evening time. You know, during the actual school year, both high school and college, my experience was that we would, you know, have regular band classes as a scheduled class block time. But then we would have marching band rehearsal after school, and you know, that would be fun. In college, I just remember, you know, especially as the season went on, that you know, it would get closer and closer to sunset as we would end our practices. But just being outside, that's one of the great things about the organized activity that we call marching band, is that you get to spend a lot of time outside. And you know, believe it or not, sunlight is actually really good for you. Now, never being in the sun ever, hardly ever, and then getting out in the sun for hours at a time, you know, hours at one time, is not a good idea. That's bad for your skin. But just gradual, regular, consistent. All right, here we go. New day. Sun exposure is actually good for you. It's good for your eyes. It's good for your circadian rhythms, which is kind of your sleep rhythms. It's good for your the stimulation and production of vitamin D in your body. Yeah, you didn't know I was going to get all health and nutrition on you. But sunlight in general is actually a good thing. Without sunlight, yeah, there wouldn't be anything, So I think our society has kind of demonized and made a villain out of the sun with, all the sunscreen products and things like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not advocating that you just go out and turn into a lobster. That's not what I'm talking about. But even with some good sunscreen, sunblock, that daily sun exposure is just really good for you. But so being outside is really one of my favorite things about the band season. Of course, that's balanced by indoor rehearsals as well, and depending on what section you're in, you may spend a little bit more time indoors, you may spend a little bit more time outdoors. You may be in the gym, you may be in cafeteria or a band room, whatever. So I love hearing about and seeing all the different experiences, and generally speaking, from high school to high school and from college to college, the overall experience is very similar. Big group of kids, big group of young adults who are either on the field rehearsing or in sectionals rehearsing or in rooms, bigger rooms, like gyms and stuff, band rooms, practicing. And I think I would say probably overall the best thing about my band experience and band camp experiences was just the closeness that you feel to old friends and new friends. And it's just, marching band really is just this really cool activity that happens that's different than a lot of activities, even sports, and I know there are some team sports that probably maybe even go a lot further down this path than what I'm talking about. So I'm not saying that, marching band is exactly like football or basketball or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that the camaraderie aspect, the friendship, and the team aspect is just as strong. And so, marching around in a hot, depending on the material, the joke is kind of polyester. That may be a thing of the past, but marching around in these hot uniforms during game day and marching around, every other time during rehearsal. Hopefully you're allowed to, wear some t-shirts or tank tops or shorts or whatever. But, and if you can wear tank tops, little plug here. marchingbandisawesome.com. I actually have some great summer tank tops. The best-selling one is just a simple tank top that says, "This is my band camp" tank top on it, and sold a lot of those last summer, and would love to see some of you guys sporting those again this summer. We have them in a lot of different colors, and we also have a white version that has black text on it if you're required to wear white to your band camp rehearsals. Now, a lot of folks, depending on where you come from, obviously, there's different approaches, and so I am just so lost here. You're probably wondering if I'm even paying attention to where I am. And I think that I'm going in the right direction, but I am just trying to figure this all out. Everything looks the same. Don't fall in the lava. But there are some bands that actually require the band members during rehearsals to wear white tops and dark shorts or pants. And the reason is that it's easy to dress those forms from the podium or from the tower if you look and everybody's wearing a similar or the same thing. And so I totally get it. And so obviously we wanted to create a tank top in white so that folks that wanted that option could have it. And so if you can't wear tank tops, we have some good band shirts as well. And if you would like a custom section shirt or band shirt, let me know. I actually do some of that too. And I try to give good... Oh, here's some flowers. Could this be? Could this be? Alright, just making my way here. But you can contact me at rollsteppin. There's no G on that, but rollsteppin@gmail.com. Yes, my home. My home, sweet home. I have made it. I have made it. And so, I got a few more minutes, it looks like, before daylight. Go ahead and tell me in the comments what your favorite part about band camp is. I love hearing about it. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram. Marching band is awesome. And as you begin to have your band camps, I love selfies. I love pics of, the band on the field, sectionals, anything that you can get away with legally. Don't be sneaking your phones and taking selfies in the middle of the band rehearsal if you're not supposed to be. So we're going to make some torches here, which was my original intent about 20 minutes ago. This is a long episode, but bonus if you enjoy watching this and talking about marching band. Then we got about an extra an extra 10-12 minutes. So this episode is twice as long. I'll actually mark that in the description so that folks know that this is they'll see the time, but know why. This is episode number 11, and I really enjoy making these videos. It's fun. I enjoy talking about marching band. Next episode, we'll get back into talking about our specific sections. If you're just joining me and you've not watched any before, I talk about individual instruments and sections and dedicate a whole episode to them. And we'll talk about how it relates to marching band and maybe even the orchestra or concert band. And then we'll do some jokes, talk about the history of that section or instrument, and kind of have a good time. But for now, I am gonna make some more fences and gates, and I think I'm just gonna spend the rest of this episode creating a corral for some more animals. Haven't decided what I'm gonna get next. Probably some chickens. Anyways, it's just food. I'm creating these for food. And let's make a gate real quick. But we got drum corps happening pretty soon here, kicking off. I know all the corps have been rehearsing, getting ready for the season. Excited about that. And if you want to also shout in the comments who your favorite drum corps is, I think I pretty much lean towards Crown and Atlanta. Well, this is actually WGI indoor stuff, but I like the Atlanta Quest for some drumline stuff. But I don't know. I enjoy all of them. I like some of the old school stuff. Madison Scouts, Garfield Cadets. You'll hear me talking about even Vanguard, Santa Clara Vanguard. But if it's a good show theme, good music, I really, really enjoy it. And I am partial to classical music, so I love when a drum corps adapts, some good classical music to a show. And I like good original music too, so I've seen a lot of that these days. One thing I can mention too and kind of close out with this, my book is called Because, and so every now and then when I post something about it, somebody will inevitably comment, "Oh, because," just like the Blue Nights 2015 show. And the answer is actually yes, in the sense that both my book and the Blue Nights show are based on a Beatles song called Because. Um, what I think is interesting is that, my book obviously is releasing after the Blue Knights show in 2015, but I started writing it at the end of 2014 and started posting free early chapters over on Wattpad back in early 2015, so I hadn't even seen or heard of the Blue Knights show. I feel like there's this small little minority of people who are always out there trying to, say, gotcha. And so when I post my stuff, everybody's like, oh, that's awesome, Beatles song. And there'll be one or two that are like, haha, Blue Knights 2015. Like I'm ripping off the Blue Knights or something. So I'm not. I don't even reference the Blue Knights in this book. It has nothing to do with the Blue Knights, even though I love that show. It has everything to do with the Beatles and a girl named Rigby Rains, who is really experiencing an awesome adventure. And if I can get this gate right here. But it's set in marching band, but it also has a huge element of Rigby is a fan of the Beatles and Beethoven, so music history. But check it out, bit.ly/becausebook. I'm going to start wrapping this episode up. Again, you can find me on Facebook. Hey, little monster. Let me take care of this guy. Facebook and Instagram. Marching Band is Awesome. Search for that, and I'll be there. Sorry, little cow. I'm going to head into the house right now. We'll call it a night. Thanks for watching, and oh gosh, there's another guy. Let me get rid of him. Thanks for watching, and subscribe. Appreciate it. MarchingBandIsAwesome.com, and we out.